Greetings everyone and welcome back to Factory Town, where in the last episode we set up a little mining district which is currently producing everything that we need to make rails, which I'm actually very eager to experiment with. But currently we are not producing any research. Now that is a bit of a problem because the next thing we need to research requires mana crystals. Not something I really want to look into just yet, but I'm very eager to get to advanced logistics. It's going to give us a lot of new things we can do, including timer blocks, for example, logic blocks, toggles, that sort of thing. This, however, requires purple coins, and that's not something we're currently producing. So let's start off this episode by having a look into that. Also, I'm starting to get a little bit worried that we're running very low on fuel. That is something that we're going to need to deal with as well. Got a bunch of tomatoes over there. Well, we could try and future-proof this before we do anything else, and that might be worth our efforts, honestly. Well, it's all going in there, so sure. Well, we'll have a quick look at what we're going to be working on in this episode to get the purple coins. But following that, we'll have a look at a couple of other things. Okay, mana pipes, not something we're looking at. Enchanted, no. Elixirs, wands, no. Magic robes, no. Apple pie. Okay. That might be something we could look at. Magic conveyors, no. Magic cloak, cakes, berry cakes. Okay, it looks like we're going to be making more food then. Let's have a look at what these things are going to require. Wait a second. Why is that all backed up? What has happened here? Oh dear. Oh no. Oh well. That is not exactly good. It looks like something got onto that belt. Right, okay, well let's have a quick look at tools. I believe move tool allows you to reposition workers and manually collect items on chutes or belts. Can I? Haha! There we go. I have moved it. I would like to move it there. Can I pop it down? No? That's fine. Anyway, that is... I wonder why that got stuck. Don't like that at all. But nevertheless, let's have a look in the kitchen. Now, apple pie. How does one make apple pie? Sugar, butter, apples. Makes for 6 coins. Alright, so we're going to need something that we're not already growing. And a forester. A dairy is going to come from a pasture. That's made in the farm. That's made in the farm. And a grain mill, actually. Down here, to make the cake... we're going to need one less building because both of these are going to be made at the pasture. And we could even possibly go all the way up to berry cakes. Huh. Alright, well that's definitely something worth looking at. We could also make a protein shake out of sugar, eggs and milk. That isn't necessarily a great thing for us. So, though it would actually satisfy meats, which is not something that we're satisfying particularly well at the moment. Okay, well we've got a couple of options then. We've got quite a few options in fact. So I'm all aboard with this one. Alright, so with that I think we're probably going to be going for the berry cakes. But, well, I'm a little bit concerned about this. So let's try and deal with this problem before it becomes one. So we're going to need to unfortunately get rid of all of that. Much sadness. Let's pop that down. And then get a road right in there. There we go. Right, we're going to want logs, I'm going to say. Let's go ahead and make a nice big old log pile. A silo, probably somewhere over here, would do quite nicely. Right there, in fact. And then a chute, just leading all the way in. There we go. Now, this one is currently set to only accept iron, I'm hoping. And this one can be set to only accept logs. There we are. Now, having the fuel coming from wood is just so much more sustainable, let's be honest with ourselves. We could even have something like that over here, and then just ferry it across, well, it's directly across, actually. So that's not going to take us very much effort at all. So let's get that going right now. Now, where is the forester? There we go. Can we get this into a position? And that's quite a nice little hill there, with a nice long slope down. But if we popped it around here, be able to deliver it well over there. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and rise this terrain a little bit first. So let's have something like this. I think. There we go. It's quite a large forest. I appreciate this. It's a bit of a tall building, this one, but it'll be fine. Let's go ahead and pop down that forest there. There we go. And we want that delivering straight out there. We, of course, wanted to be gathering wood and wood only. And we'll get as many people working on that as we possibly can. That is going to require quite a lot of materials, but it's fine. Right, I would like this to come all the way out. And we'll just draw this across all the way until we reach the far side. We'll just use these arches for now. It should be fine. Then 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now, of course, it would be a little bit better if we had it go down a little slope first, but realistically, I don't think it's actually that much of an issue for us, one way or t'other. And another one there, all the way down. There we go. And you know what? Just because it'll annoy me otherwise, let's just do that. There we go. And then have that all the way in. There we are. Perfect. And straight down they go. That is marvelous. I approve. There we go. So this place should have plenty of fuel now. Well, given that then, little worker, don't need your help anymore. Thank you very much. You've been a marvelous, marvelous help, but no longer necessary. Let's get rid of all of that for us. There we are. That'll do nicely. Perfect. Right, so that's one problem resolved. Is this backed up again? No, it's not. Woohoo! Okay, now, sugar. We need sugar cane. Is that sugar? Oh, it is sugar. Haha! That is quite nice and useful. Okay, so we're going to want a barn first. Let's get a barn down so that we can quickly store a bit of sugar in there. And just as well, I guess, because we're going to need a couple of workers. Actually, can we get the harvester drill to do this? Powerful drill. I mean, it's a drill. Could a drill harvest these? No. Okay, look, I know I just wasted some resources, but that was for science, so it's okay. Right, all I want from you is to start gathering some sugar so that I can plant sugar in a little while. Now, let's have a look for a nice flat area. Is this a... I could make it a flat area. Certainly wouldn't be a problem, though I'm starting to feel like what we really need to do is prep a little area for shops. I'm thinking that would be a very good idea, actually. Stupendously good idea. Maybe we should do that on this side. We've still got one building that we can place down, and I'm kind of inclined to do so. So let's go ahead and do that then. Let's build this out like so. Then just get... well, it's kind of in an awkward position, but we'll just have to assume that they have built these bits of scaffolding out of pretty stern stuff. Let's hope so. Anyway, right, so we'll pop this house down right there. There we go. And sure, we'll go straight ahead and upgrade this as far as we can, all the way up to house level 5. In fact, we'll upgrade these ones as well. There we go. Lots of level 5 houses. There we are. We've got quite a lot of workers available now. That's actually going to be pretty amazing. Now, I'm not sure if this... Can this one sell the cakes? No, it does not sell the cakes. Alright, well that's going to complicate matters a little bit, but not terribly bad, all things considered. Let's build out a little area back here, specifically for all of these wonderful, wonderful shops that we're going to be putting in. Basically, building out a new market district. I'm sorry, house down there. Yes, I know, you just got your beautiful view of everything taken away. Specialty goods is the only shop that we haven't got, though I don't know. But no, the apothecary doesn't sell it. I'd be surprised. No, the general store doesn't do it either. It's going to be specialty goods then. So, sure, we'll pop you in there, right there. Let's have a look. Do you sell cakes? You do. Haha. Perfect. Okay, so this is one of the areas where we're going to be able to sell a lot of our goods from. And in fact, can that reach everything? It can. As long as we can get rails through the correct area, it should be fine, I would imagine. That being said, if I were to build a food market over here, would it reach? It would, just. We might be stretching things a little bit, but let's just see. Now, ultimately, I want to try and play with... Oh, we can't go any further. Okay, well, that scuppers those plans. Alright, well, that's fine. But ultimately, I want to play with railways in this episode. So that's probably how we're going to try and deliver these cakes. Now, I don't strictly want to get rid of minerals, because I'm not sure I'll ever get those back. But at the same time, let's just remove these resources. We don't need trees. We can plant those ourselves. Don't need herbs, much the same thing. So we'll get rid of all of this. Do we really want to get rid of the stone? Well, frankly, as far as I'm aware, this is basically an infinite world. I can just keep paying more to expand the territory. So we will get rid of all of this wonderful, wonderful stuff. Oh, it hurts. It actually hurts a little bit. I'm probably never going to harvest it, but oh wow, it hurts to just waste it like this. Trust me, I hurt along with you for what little that may be worth. Right, next we're going to want to clear up this little area a little bit more. We'll cut this grass. Is there a tool that allows me to... No, there doesn't look like there is an easy way to cut grass, unfortunately. Mostly I'm doing this just so I can see the lay of the land properly, so that I can reduce the height appropriately. There we are. So I mostly just want to follow the contour of the land, make sure that I'm going to be able to reduce this, because there's no point in me building on hills when I can easily afford to terraform. I don't need to be particularly thorough here, because I'm mostly using this just to see the area. There we are. That's plenty visible for me. So, terrain flattened down. Let's grab this and just draw this whole thing out then. There we are. We don't want to go too close to the shoreline though, because we will pull the shoreline up as far as I'm aware. You know what? I could just test that theory. Yes, we pulled the shoreline up. I wasn't entirely certain, considering it says terrain flattened down. But all that means is it's flattering the adjacent terrain to the lowest corner of the terrain that you start on. It doesn't mean that it'll only lower terrain downwards, which would have been nice, but it's fine. It's fine. There we go. We'll just tuck that into that little forest there. There we are. So we've got a nice big old field over here that we can play with. Now, one of the things that I got in the comments a lot is that we are massively wasting space. We do not need this much space. I agree. We don't, actually. We probably don't even need the fertilizer, frankly, because we've got so much there. Probably don't even need the water at this point. But we're going to try something a little bit more interesting in this episode. So, to start with, we know that... let me just have a quick look at all the ingredients that are going to be involved in making a berry cake. So, start with the top. We're going to need an actual cake, jam, sugar, and berries. Sugar and berries come from the farm. Jam comes from berries and sugar. Okay, sorry, fruit and sugar. So that, again, all from the farm. That cake, however, comes from this. And that is going to require flour, which is going to require grain. So far, grain, sugar, and berries. Sugar. Butter, which is going to require milk. Eggs, which will require chickens. Okay, so we need one pasture and one farm, effectively. That can be done. We're going to need a couple of intermediate products as well, but let's try something a little bit more interesting. Let's make a nice looking farm setup. I could build it on the edge of the water, actually, if I really wanted to, and there's certainly a part of me that thinks this might be a nice idea. Because then I wouldn't have to have a well, but I actually want to show what you can do without with having a well. So if we set something up like this, for example, sure. We could place down a well. We'll put the well, yeah, sure, about there. That'll be fine. 2 conveyors. Now you may be wondering, well, why 2? Well, as it happens, what we're going to want to do is we're going to pull the water out. We are promptly going to want to split the water there so that each farm gets as much water as it wants. There we go. And we'll leave a little area behind for other things. Now, as far as the actual farm tiles, sure, let's build out 2 on each side, but not go too overboard. I think this would probably be sufficient for everything that we're going to need. I'm not really sure how much, because the cakes require 10 seconds each. That might be a bit of a potch. But considering we're going to need grain for the vast majority of things we're doing, let's plant a little bit more grain than we do of anything else. So we'll plant these sides as grain. Then this tile entirely is grain. Then we're going to want sugar. Plant that down. We're going to want berries. Plant that down. Now, if I go and have a quick look again, I should have done calculated all of this before I got in here, but I didn't know what I was going to do. We're going to be using berries for a lot of stuff. We're using 2 sugar, and that's it. And let's jump. So 5 sugar versus 4 berries. 8 berries. 12 berries. So we need more berries than anything else. As far as the grain goes, we're going to be using... I believe grain is made for 3. Yeah, so 3 grain. So 12 grain straight up to make the first cake. That's the only one that uses grain, I believe. But we're also going to need to feed the pastures. So yeah, grain is definitely the larger requirement there. So I feel good having put down a little bit of extra grain. In fact, I might add a little bit more along the sides just to ensure that we have everything we need. There we go. We'll place these down. Go back with the sugar then. And the berries. But by far, we're going to need more berries than anything else. Than sugar, at least. So there we go. That should do quite well. Now, what I would like over here is... Let's just get these up. And we're going to draw all of this out. In fact, we're going to want quite a lot of this being extracted here. We're going to want all 3 lanes being used because we're going to have 3 products. Now, the reason why I'm doing like this rather than having one farm per is that, again, as per the comments, and I'm in complete agreement with this, it looks like we're just wasting a lot of the fields that we've got on the 3 grain farms. We're not using that much grain. So by splitting it up, yes, I know we're going to reduce the speed of our production a little bit, but overall, I still think that's going to be okay. So let's get all of those being made, and exactly the same over here. So there we are, grain, sugar, and berries. Now, the trick here is going to be that I am going to want a couple of different things going on. In fact, let's build these out. Now, this is what I'm thinking about our rails. Let's bring up rails. Where would they be? I would like that to go over there. I'm thinking we're going to want rails running underneath. And the first type of collection point we're going to want is... Well, we're going to have silos on this side for berries, for sugar. Now, given how long these cakes take to make, I'm thinking we're going to want 2 dedicated kitchens for it. So to that end, I'm going to have 2 silos. And there. We're going to draw that out a little bit more. There we go. But I am going to want the grain to be taken elsewhere. Let's draw this out like so. Oh, actually, before I do get too ahead of myself, let's make sure that we've got all of this being produced. There we are. Just bring that all down. And then over here, we're going to want the grabbers. So let's set that up first before I start pulling things out willy-nilly and not at all as I intend. Now, grain, we're going to want to turn into flour directly to then pass that into the cakes. This we know, but we're also going to need grain for the pastures, as we said. So we're going to want grain picked up. We're going to want grain collected and taken elsewhere because I don't think we're going to have quite enough room to fit all of that in here, much to my dismay. So we're going to have grain on the middle because ultimately I'm going to want this pulled out in a different direction, or rather I'm going to want them merged. Let's get this one as grain as well. There we go. The outside one. At that point, each farm will just take care of its own kitchen, I'm thinking. So that would berries here. We want sugar. Just because I can have it symmetrical, I will. I guess you wouldn't need it to be, but come on. It looks so good. Right, I would like, if there is room in this silo, for it to be deposited in there. And that'll be an output point. This should only be grain because there's only grain coming down here. we will fill this silo up whenever possible, but otherwise continue to ferry this grain onwards. Now, I would like to have... we're going to need grain mills to convert the grain that we're producing here into flour that we will then feed into kitchens. But looking at the direction that we've got going, we're probably going to be having the kitchen somewhere over here. That seems fine. So I could put the grain mills around here without any particular issue. Set these up. So recipe, flour, there we go. And I'm going to be building it symmetrically for now, even though I'm not entirely sure on the state. Well, maybe I should only do one side at a time, actually, for that reason. We'll have a look at that. But I will have grain silos on this side as well. Even though strictly not necessary, I think that would be wise. So let's go ahead and allow this by adding in the extraction belts. There we are. Now this one should start filling up nice and fast. There we go. And then these will eventually fill up, and then these will start to fill up also. Now these are only going to be producing flour. I will try and make just one side first before we do anything else. So there we are. We've got flour. We'll have berries and sugar. So at this point we can do something along these lines, like so. Oh dear, that is not what I meant to do. Okay. Can I grab this and rotate it? Yes, I can. Whew. I'm going to need to use the move tool to remove these items off the belt. There we go. And this one should also be rotated. Okay. So, glad we worked this one out before it got... No, that way, please. There we are. There we go. This is the problem when you get used to using grabbers all the time, basically. So this one's still filling up. It's almost full, though, so that's fine. Right, so we are going to want probably much the same thing happening down here. There we go. And, yep, something like this. There we are. This one we can just rotate that one to the side, and that flour will be available for pickup. Okay, not too bad so far. I totally decided not to do this on both sides, and then I started doing it on both sides. Okay, from now on, only doing it on one side. I promise. That is not a promise. Don't believe me. Right, so we're going to want kitchens now. So a kitchen over on this side. But wait. We actually need produce to be delivered to the kitchen, do we not? We do, in fact, need produce delivered direct to the kitchen. Okay. Well... Got this little line there. I could have the line wrap up and around and make room for the delivery, because I'm going to need fuel. I'm also going to need eggs and milk delivered. We can make that happen, sure. Okay, we'll pop this down there. Let's just start hooking everything up, though. Now, that does mean that we may waste some materials, and that does hurt. But the first thing we'll need to make over here is jam, which we can already start making, actually. Hopefully. Oh, no, not until we've got fuel. We're going to need butter. That'll require the milk to be delivered. Then, with the jam and the butter and the flour that's being delivered, we're going to be able to start making cakes. Oh, well, we'll also need eggs. And then we'll make berry cakes. So there we go. That'll be the whole production process for us. Shouldn't be too rough. Now, what we're going to want over here is something along the lines of this, I think. And we're going to want 3 different silos. One will be for fuel, one for eggs, one for... let's actually set this up. We're going to want milk in one, eggs in another, and fuel in the last. Is there just a pure fuel? Because it could be anything that we bring along. I guess we could just go with wood. I suppose that isn't a problem. We could even set it up something like that. That being said, we might actually want to have the eggs and the milk delivered directly. All right. Well, that's definitely a possibility. So only the fuel is realistically something we absolutely need delivered here. So let's pop down a rail stop. Fuel can be delivered there by a cart of some sort and then delivered into the kitchen. The kitchen can then output... but here's the problem. We needed to output only one type of item. That isn't necessarily a difficult one for me to do. Still, it's not ideal. I'm going to pop this down there. And we can build a nice big old silo. Right there. That will grab berry cakes only. And at that stage, we're going to want a grabber that we can add a filter to. Only berry cakes allowed. There we go. And then we'll probably want to pick up the berry cakes and take them elsewhere, I guess. So far, we've got a bit of an interesting one. So we'll output there, input here, output there, and much the same way, this grain will be delivered. But let's assume that this is just a full circuit. And perhaps if it's got grain, I believe I should be able to push it along the side, whereas if it's got berry cakes, then I should be able to push it in a different direction and deliver it over to the specialty goods. I think that'll work quite nicely. So we're going to want another grain mill somewhere around here to provide all of the necessary components for a pasture. Right, okay. Looks like we're going to need to pull down the terrain here a little bit more than I was expecting. Honestly, this has taken a lot more room than I first imagined, which is fine. It's actually kind of cool, if I'm perfectly honest. Right, so we're going to want a pasture. Ultimately, we're going to... Yeah, we'll build the pasture first in the position we want it to be. I would like the pasture to deliver its materials straight over there and into the kitchen. So something like this should do. I'm going to allow the pasture to ramp up and deliver it directly. Now, the pasture will also produce fertilizer. I'm fairly certain that if we're making milk, we're making fertilizer. Yes, we are. So milk and eggs are what we want. I would like the milk to be done as a higher priority than the eggs, but realistically, I'm not sure that's going to happen. We'll have to see. I'll bump up the amount. This is going to take 2 seconds, 3 seconds. I honestly don't think we're going to need to worry about that. Let's get these in place. And then just over the top. Like so. And again, we're going to want grabbers. I've got to be honest, this is actually looking quite good. Which one is this? This is the eggs. Yep. So we want eggs. And then this one. Can I get that to grab? No, I don't seem to be able to force it to link up. That's a shame. But there we are, milk. Now, you're going to require some water. Easily enough done. We want a grabber. Right there. We want a well. Honestly, with the wells, I actually think this is an easier system than having anything else. Having any kind of pulling the water in. Honestly, I think this is a much better system. Right, we're going to want to drop off some grain on this side, I would say. So, let's go ahead and grab that. Add grain silo. Right there. We're going to want a rail stop. Now, can I filter? I should be able to tell the grain silo to just accept grain. Or rather, the silo. Can I filter this? No, I can't filter that, so it'll all come down to what it's being fed into. Right, we want to feed that directly into a grain mill. And then feed the grain mill into the pasture. This should, if I haven't really messed up my calculations, work perfectly. It's animal feed. There we go. Now, the only question here is, do I want more than one grain mill feeding it? It would depend a little bit. We might want a budget for more than one grain mill being fed by it. That may be something we want to work on. And to achieve that, if we did find that we were producing more grain than we needed, let me delete this. one way we could make that happen, because we've found that typically the grain mills, well, mind you, they can consume an awful lot of grain, but I don't know how much trains carry. I'm really hoping that trains carry an awful lot more than a minecart, because if they do not, then this is going to be kind of horrific. Let's pop that there instead. Let's get the rails up. You know what? I'm going to add this onto the list of hotbar commands. It'll be a little bit easier for me. Right, grain. Now, if I want to split this properly, I should be able to do something along this line. Like so. And then if I have a splitter here, it should be evenly split between the two grain mills. If I built a second grain mill there. I'm going to hold off on building that for now, as I don't know I'm going to need it. Now, the kitchen is going to be outputting there. The cakes are going to be output there. That's pretty much all we need right now. So I just need to copy this shape on this side. So up there, we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's double check. So yeah, 5 spaces in between. And then I guess down and around. Yep, I would say so. And then up. Okay, now this should... Oh wow, that actually allows it to drop off. That's kind of cool, but it's not what I wanted to do. So let's not allow that for now. This should, in theory, work. All we need now is something that'll collect the grain and drop it off. Now, can I force the minecarts to pick up only a specific type of good? I can. All right. Go. There's nothing to pick up there, but can I select it? How much can it carry? 20 grain. That's not bad. All right. Let's have a watch of this then. That grain is automatically being delivered. Now it's going to be dropping off in there rather than feeding down, which is a bit of a problem. Why is that not going in? I really got nothing. Oh, there we go. It's dropping off some grain. That'll go down to the grain mill. There we are. And that in turn will be fed in. For the time being, we're only going to be producing eggs, unfortunately. And that is quite a pain, because the eggs are going to be grabbing all of the output a lot faster. How fast does this cart make its rounds? Reasonably fast, actually. Reasonably fast. Yeah, we could... Well, it's not like it's filling this up too fast, but certainly not bad. What we're going to want then is the last little bit is to remove these tiles back here and have probably... Ooh, I'm going to need to pull that down as well. There we are. Before I create problems for myself. Sure, let's pull this out. Now, assuming I've got a separate pasture on the other side, I will have 2 pastures feeding into this. So, sure. And yes, I know there's absolutely no need for that. I don't care. It looks nice. There we go, that's enough. So this is going to need to be grabbing... No, I'm going to need to get rid of that first then. This will have to be grabbing the fertilizer as it's produced. So set that up to grab fertilizer. There we go. And then we can pop down the last path. There we are. Is this filling? It is filling. Well. That's actually quite impressive. Interestingly... Oh, well, of course. This is the only one that actually has a kitchen. Right, so it's filled up on quite a few things. It doesn't have any fuel being delivered yet. The fuel stop is there, though. So we are going to need fuel to be delivered and popped onto this line, but that is something that we can work on in just a moment. We're probably going to want it to be delivered somewhere on this side, I'm going to say. Yes, there's no particular reason to put it anywhere else. Okay. Well, we're already starting to look like we're running a little bit low on time, but sure, we'll try and get up to this point. We're delivering the the materials in there. The eggs are starting to stack up. I am going to place down a new grain mill. We'll just see if this can keep up with production. If not, it's not like we've lost a lot of material by building this, so I don't mind too much. Go ahead and place... oops. Animal feed. Not flour. No. Oof. There we go. That should do okay. Did it? Yes, there we go. Right, so as both grain mills are starting to offload, that'll be pretty good. Whether these are fast enough, though, I don't know. Let's increase this all the way up to 10. All the way up to 10. We are actually producing grain more or less as fast as we can. Despite the fact that that is being gathered here and there, but it fills up pretty quickly. So far, so good. Honestly, we haven't actually seen this start to produce yet, so we can't really judge whether it'll be enough or not, but so far, so good, I would say. The last thing then we're going to do, we're going to pop down another forester. We could have the forester about here. 30 trees should be more than enough, I would say. Could be wrong, of course, but if we popped it there, it's only 25. It's there, it's 30. It's fine. We'll pop this right here. We'll give it all the workers it needs. We're out of workers. Oh, no. Well, that's just dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. We got all the workers over here. Yeah, well. Do we have anything we can upgrade? Let's have a quick look. Level 4 houses. There's level 5s. That's a level 4. Let's upgrade you. Level 4. Upgrade you as well. Okay, there we go. We got a couple more. There we are. That'll work. Let's get all of the workers in there. Oh my lord, we do not need that many workers. Frankly, I doubt we're going to need many workers at all here, honestly. So, how about we just bring this all the way down to here and across. There we go. I would like you to gather trees. Then I would like very much to get a silo on the go. There we are. And, well, that's going to do exactly what it's going to do. We are going to need another minecart. Now, the nice thing about the minecarts is they don't actually require population to run. There we go. And forward. There we are. You're going to drop it off? Hopefully you do. Donk. There we go. And we are starting to produce anything? No, we still need the milk. Well done. This has completely filled. Oh, there we go. We've got milk coming through. Are we going to see this done? We need more butter. We need more milk. To get more butter, we must have more milk. Is the milk being delivered? Because I feel it may not be. Where's that milk going? Are we actually producing anything yet? Yes, there we go. We've made a butter. We're making a cake. We're making a berry cake. Come on, berry cake. Oh man, this takes so long. Dunk. Berry cake made. We've got 2 berry cakes. Ah, this is grand. Absolutely grand. Alright, so all we need now is to deliver the berry cakes over here. Now then, that's a little bit more of a tricky prospect, that one. How many rails have we got? We've got 56 rails. That's not actually that many. Not that many at all. But alright, I'm up to the challenge, I think. So far, this is going to be the only place that we need to deliver the rails to. Realistically speaking, it is also the only... We're only going to need 1 cart doing it. So we could, I suppose, try this out. Actually, you know what? Sure, we'll do a little something like this on this side. This'll be a very, very temporary solution. Please understand, this is not how it's always going to be. I promise you, that will not be the case. Let's build this up. That is quite the tall connection point. I kind of approve. I also kind of don't. Let's build this up as well. Oh, damn it. Well, I mean, you know, it's a thing that's happened now. I can't unhappen it. There we go. We're going to bring this all the way down. We are effectively going to have a single track. And I know, it kind of hurts. And by kind of, I mean it really hurts. This is not the way we're going to do it in the future, but for the time being, just so that we can finish the episode with something actually having been complete, I will allow it. Hopefully, you can understand, and maybe even in the future, forgive me. So, I'm going to want, well, I guess something like this, but I'm going to want to create a logistics block, which is sorter will force matching items to take the specified path, a blocker prevents items from moving onto this path, a filter. Right. I only want berry cakes. We'll see if this is the way it'll work. Also, oops, that is not what I meant to do. Like that. Let's try and connect that up. There we are. All the way along, all the way up, and then down. And in fact, ooh, that is, yeah, I'm gonna have to be very careful with this one. Down and around. There we go. There we are. No matter what happens, it should work. Also, take that one. You're not gonna get a direct feed of berry cakes, you scallywag, you. My lord, so greedy, so greedy. This is the thing, I'm not sure if that will work or not. I guess I could just put a pusher just in case. No, not a pusher. We'll force matching items to take the specified path direction. Yeah, okay, so matching items, sorter, berry cakes only. There we go. So that won't take this path, so... but will this cause me issues later on? We'll see. That one takes the correct path. Well, let's just build the minecart and we'll see how it goes. So minecart. We want you to collect only berry cakes. No, the other way, thank you. Oh. Okay. Well, that's kind of annoyance, but we'll see how it works when it comes back round. Because it should be able to go down here, but this may push it back up onto the path. We'll see. So, round you go. Now, ideally, when you get back here, you've got 21 berry cakes to collect. Ah, it's going to be grand. No, okay, that did not work the way I had hoped. Well, perhaps if I create a logistics block... pusher, blocker, maybe. We'll direct matching items off a belt or chute if there's space. Otherwise, it will let it pass. We'll just see. Oh no, that was an unfortunate turn of events. Okay. Right, we need to sort this out then. Very much need to sort this out. Alright, so that way. Like so. And if it is... how do I sort it? Because it seems to care if it is capable of carrying it. We'll see where they go. Off they go! Well. If we have... Okay, that should force anything that comes back down that route. And, okay, there we go. That's what we needed. Something along those lines. And a sorter to force berries to take this direction, I guess. But realistically, I want something else. Block that only allows specified items to pass. Let's prop this one down and just see if it allows only the berry cakes to go through. It should be fine. Oh, of course it's not. how about you turn around? Let's get you going back the other way. This is why we need signs. My lord. There we go. This should work now, hopefully. Yes? Okay. The thing that's throwing me is that the sign happens after the point where the sign needs to be. As far as my brain works, anyway. So we've got berry cakes now. Is this going to work? You're not going to go that way. You're not going to go that way. You are. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Continue on your way. Oh, that kind of is a pain in the bum, but alright. Come on, you. This episode has been ridiculously long compared to all of the others, but it's going to be so good when it's done. There we are. Are we going to get suddenly... there we go. Amazing. Amazing. I approve. Did everywhere just get... Oh, wow. Yeah, it's 20 out of the 25 homes that can take berry cakes just got berry cakes. That seems to me like a good deal. Very good deal indeed. As far, though, as the milk goes, yeah... We've got loads of grain being sent. We're just not able to deal with it all. I don't think we need both of these grain mills, ultimately. So let's dial that back a bit. Unfortunately. There we are. And this one can go as well. There we are. It was worth the try, but we just don't have the production yet to manage it. That being said, there we go. And, ooh. Problem here is I'm going to need the berry cakes collected there before this turn off. So we will make one last little change to this. Okay, that wasn't quite the change I meant to make, but all right. Let's do this. There we go. And then this one can turn this way. There we are. And we want the filter. Only berry cakes. Berry cakes alone. There we go. Now we can get rid of all of this. This way, when it comes time that we have the second kitchen over there, it will deliver the berry cakes here. They'll be picked up and then carted all the way over. Now the thing is, how often will the berry cakes actually be used? Are we going to end up with a stockpile of berry cakes? I wonder about this. That is quite a possibility, but that's going to be it for this episode. We have got a railway line. We've got a cool little production base down here making all the berry cakes we could possibly ever want. Why is that backed up? Oh, right, yeah, my bad. Yeah, it was totally meant to leave the splitter there. Never mind, it's fine. Got plenty of eggs. We'll get decent amount of milk shortly. But this farm, not really doing much as yet, but we'll get that sorted as well. But that is going to be it from me. I really do hope you've enjoyed this episode. I actually had a lot of fun setting this up, and in the next episode, we will be setting up the other wing of the farms. It looks like we are producing this reasonably fast, honestly. It's not a problem. It would be a little bit better if we had a little bit more production of wheat over here. We do not need this many people working on it because we are frankly just not stockpiling enough wheat there. So we can probably get away with just one person working there, and that will do for now until we get a bit more production, maybe even pulling more of it out of this at a time. That is definitely a possibility, but that is going to be it from me for now. I really do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next episode. But until then, and as always, you take care, everyone.